Finally, Forza Horizon 5 is released on the Xbox Series, and as you can see, I'm playing this game already since a couple of days. As you may notice, there's not much of an improvement in terms of the graphical quality compared to Forza Horizon 4, but I have to say, gameplay wise, a big step forward. Finally, much more arcadish. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, my friends, let's cut the crap. Let's talk about Forza Horizon 5 on the Xbox Series X. And I have to say, I really like this game. This game looks amazing with the right HDR settings. And my recommended mode actually is HGiG. And while recommending this mode, I prepared a very quick video. Let's watch this. To enjoy Forza Horizon 5 in the best HDR picture quality, there are a couple of things what we need to consider. And one very important thing is that this game supports the HDR calibration menu on the Xbox Series if you play in HDR10. In Dolby Vision, this menu has no impact at all in the game, okay? So again, this menu is just for HDR10, not for Dolby Vision. But it is very important that you set up your preferred mode like dynamic tone mapping on, off, or HGiG in the correct way. So what I would recommend, actually use HGiG if you can. Follow the instruction on the screen, which means you don't want to see any difference in terms of the squares anymore, and then you just confirm this with A, and you're good to go. In terms of the HDR Black Level rays, I have to say we are very lucky, because this game has no Black Level rays at all. Not in HDR10, not in Dolby Vision. In terms of the HDR picture quality, this is a perfect example. Okay, my friends, let's start talking about my recommended HDR in-game settings for Forza Horizon 5, and I would say we're starting with HDR10 and HGiG, because this is still my recommended mode. And again, I was very surprised when I learned that this game supports the HDR calibration menu on the Xbox Series, because why do we have sliders in game? So I was in the impression that if a game supports the calibration menu on a console, yeah, we shouldn't have, or we don't need in-game settings. I mean, I can understand the saturation settings if someone likes to have a more colorful or less colorful picture. Yes, I get this, but the brightness setting, I was really in the impression that this would be handled by the console then, if a game supports the calibration on the console. But again, this is what we're ending up with. HGiG, my recommended setting is 360, and by the way, the standard or factory setting is 300, which is not bad, but I learned during my testing I can increase this to 360. By the way, I never touched the saturation settings. I still think 100 is a good value, but feel free to increase or decrease this, but don't do too much, because you end up at some point, you end up with a very, yeah, bad picture in my opinion. Anyway, with this setting and HGiG set up on the console in the correct way, I'm ending up with this picture quality, and I really like it. There's nothing to complain about, to be very honest. There's no problem at all in blowing out spectacular highlights. It's quite the opposite. We have all the nice details in terms of HDR, really great. And now let's talk about dynamic tone mapping on. If you like to play this game in dynamic tone mapping on, then you have to decrease the brightness in the settings menu to 240, as you can see in a moment. 240, because if you leave it on 300 or even a higher level, then you will just blow out a lot of very bright objects like clouds on the sky or lights or something like that. So I'm not quite sure why dynamic tone mapping on is actually performing, in my opinion, worse. I'm not quite sure, but what I will do is I will do a little bit more testing, in particular with dynamic tone mapping on, and if I find something in regards of better settings, I will update you, of course, on my channel. And now let's talk about Dolby Vision. My recommended brightness settings for Dolby Vision is 330, as you can see here, because this gives me the best experience or the best HDR picture in the game. And as we learned, there's no need to set up anything on the console in terms of the HDR calibration menu, because Dolby Vision does not support the calibration menu on the Xbox. Okay, so very easy to set up Dolby Vision. I really like this mode. There is just a minor difference in my opinion compared to HGiG, but if you ask me, I still recommend HGiG. Okay my friends, that's already for this video, and I hope I did not spoil too much from this game. I'm of course just kidding, okay? I don't think I can spoil something in a racing game, okay? Anyway, that's for this video. I really like the outcome from this game in terms of HDR, especially HGiG, and this, by the way, is still Dolby Vision. As you can see, this mode is absolutely playable. It looks fantastic on my LG CX. This rain effect, by the way, is really stunning, to be very honest. I'm very happy with the HDR picture quality. What I will do a little bit more testing with dynamic tone mapping on, because I don't understand right now why this mode is actually performing worse compared to HGiG and Dolby Vision, sorry. So I will do a little bit more testing with dynamic tone mapping, and if I find something, and in terms of new settings or better settings, then of course I will upload a new video. So make sure, if you're new to my channel, to subscribe, and also please leave me a like, share this video. I would much appreciate it, of course. And now I would say over and out. I see you guys next time. Bye.